Al, can you help Elaine with her, trustee Sanchez with her Wi-Fi?
Oh, no, my wife will not be able to
Trustee
do that.
Sanchez with her Wi-Fi? Thank you.
I was gonna ask her to press.
Are we ready? I know, I was surprised.
I don't-
Okie dokie. I'm going to call this meeting of the Las Vegas Clark County Library District Board of Trustees to order our February 15th meeting at 5 p.m. Ms. Nance, if you would call the roll, please.
Chair Wah,
Present.
Trustee Rogers, Trustee Haran. Here. Trustee Whiteley. Trustee Whiteley. Trustee Benavidez.
Here.
Sorry, Ebony, this is Kate. I'm here. I couldn't get off mute.
No problem. Trustee Ortiz.
Here.
Trustee Foyt.
Here.
Trustee Sanchez. Trustee Dukowski.
Present.
And Trustee Shelton.
Here.
And we have a quorum, Chair.
Thank you very much. If you will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to agenda item number 2, public comment. Topics raised in this item must be limited to matters on today's agenda. Has anyone signed up for public comment at this time?
Not at this time.
Is there anyone here who has not signed up for public comment but would like to comment? Okay, moving on to agenda item number 3, board action to accept proposed agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the agenda.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion is second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed, no. The agenda is accepted. Moving on to agenda item number 4, approval of proposed minutes. We have the minutes from December 14th, 2023 and January 11th, 2024. I hope everyone had a chance to look at them. Do I have a motion?
I have a comment,
Yes,
Chair.
ma'am.
I read through them and there's several typos. If we could just clean that up on the minutes, I think it'd be good.
Sounds good. We will do that.
Thank you.
Any other comments or a motion?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor, aye.
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 Hi.
Opposed, no. Minutes are approved, and we'll make sure that those edits are made. Agenda item number 5, Chair's report. For this one, number one, I want to thank Leo for a wonderful tour of the CCDC library that a number of us went on. It was a very enjoyable experience. Second to that is I need everyone to get out their calendars because we have to have a February 28th special meeting. It'll be virtual because we have to approve the new market tax credits and construction contract for the West Las Vegas Library. And so we just need a quick meeting to go through those things. I'm free all day, so what does everyone else look like? The 28th, the Wednesday, the 28th of February. So we have after 11. Does anyone have any challenges after 11 o'clock that morning?
I have from 10 to probably 1. I'm out of pocket, but I'm available in the morning or after 1.
Okay. So right
Sorry.
now we're after 1.
I'm clear.
You're good?
Yes.
So if we 2? Okay. So if we did a meeting at 2, would that work for everybody?
Could we possibly move it to 2:30 or 3? I'm sorry, I have a 1:30 that's going to run a full hour.
O'clock would be great.
We could do 3. Okay, we'll do 3.
Perfect.
Work for
And
everybody?
can I ask how long the meeting is expected to last?
I'll let Kelvin.
Trustee Benavidez, it should be pretty quick. It's going to go over the new market tax credit resolution, some other documents, but I suspect it should be pretty quick. We'll put them out in advance. We actually covered them today with similar documents today with the foundation, and it was pretty quick.
Then I'm okay with that date and time. Thank you.
Trustee Ortiz?
Mr. Chairman, and I'll make sure at that meeting that I keep things very brief, but please send us the contracts ahead of time. Who's the principals? Who owns the companies? I keep asking that every time. And you need backup data, so we have it ahead of time. And then we'll move to that meeting real quick to approve, because we were here and we're excited to do groundbreaking for West Las Vegas. So core, the contract, the principals, who owns the company, new markets tax credit. I think we got that already in backup, but just resend it out again. And just stuff that we it's ministerial stuff that should be in there all the time.
Will do. We'll make sure that John and or Kelvin has those things.
And thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm excited.
Yep. So just to clarify, that will be Wednesday, February 28th at 3 p.m.
Yep.
Via Zoom. And Ebony will send the meeting information out for everyone for that meeting. And I believe that is all I have. So are there any trustees who have any miscellaneous thoughts to share, things going on that they would like to share for the good of the order? Trustees Ortiz?
Probably following announcements, but I'll be brief. I happened to take a trip to Sandy Valley in Good Springs 2 Saturdays ago, and I needed the bathroom, stopped at the library. Great hidden gem, and they well used by underserved, lower economic community. And so I'm glad we're there. I really am super glad we are in Sandy Valley. If you get a chance, please go there. They do a lot of good work. So I met the library manager. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item number 6, library. Oh, last thing is I want to wish Kelvin a happy anniversary. Tomorrow marks his 3 years with the Las Vegas Clark County Library District. So congratulations for sticking with us this long. And we're looking forward to many more. So
Did you buy him flowers?
I did not.
Oh.
We got him pizza in the back.
Pizza.
Trustee Foyt.
I would also like to do a shout out to Joanne Pervetti. And this will also be her 2nd year anniversary. Same day.
Thank you, Joanne, for being with us as well. Okie dokie, moving on to agenda number 6, library reports. Executive Director Watson.
Thank you, Chair Wah. So I've submitted my report as always, but today I'm actually going to give a few more comments than I normally give as tomorrow is my 3-year anniversary with the library district as the executive director. So first, I'll start off by greeting you, Chair Wah, trustees, Council Welt. I want to thank each of you for your support in making the past 3 years of my service such a great time of growth and change for the Las Vegas Clark County Library District. I know that each one of you love our libraries and deeply believe in the work that we do every day to support literacy, education, literature, arts, and culture. These 3 years have been a busy time that has required us to think differently about how we deliver our services and messaging to reach the public at large, but especially those who need us the most. Together, we have smart, innovative programs that take the library outside of our branches. We have also launched an uplifting public education campaign that invites folks in to discover their truest selves. I'm proud to say that because of you, these are examples of how we are leading the way within the library industry. And there's no better proof of this than being recognized by the American Library Association for 2 years running as the Library of the Future. As a taxpayer-funded library system which enables us to continually transform our buildings and methods of outreach, we must invest in technologies of the future and make them accessible to the public. This is especially true of populations who don't yet know that our libraries are free and welcoming places for all, and that through our doors and on our website, they can pursue these goals and dreams. Just to remind us how far we've come, I would like to list some of our accomplishments. The Free to Be Public Education campaign and building signage that helps people understand how libraries have transformed and encouraging them to engage with us. Our hydroponics program, which reinforces the importance of access to fresh food. Our memory preservation labs that honors the past by helping individuals in our community preserve it. The West Las Vegas Library Planning and Groundbreaking, which is expanding the possibilities for a growing community. Our book vending machines, bringing the library to the people at the Boulevard Mall and tomorrow at the Sunrise Children's Hospital. The My First Library activity boxes for moms and babies, which was supported by the Library Foundation. Also, in partnership with Sunrise Children's Hospital, we're introducing parents the many benefits that our libraries bring to young children and even newborns. These gift boxes are filled with beginner books and other items to give babies a great start in life. Barbershop Books, which we launched last week as part of the NFL's Inspire for Change, which inspires youth to discover the joy of reading, led by a trusted male figure in a safe and familiar place. I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention that we are the first public library to ever have an NFL-sanctioned Super Bowl event. Our Hope for Prisoners and the Casa Grande programs, resupporting the formerly incarcerated to imagine new possibilities with on-site family libraries and QR code wall art that provides the librarydistrict.org information. The I Love My Library license plate, which will be coming soon. We'll be launching it in the next few months, we were selected among many candidates for a statewide license plate by the DMV. This will also bring in some additional revenue to support the library district. Our summer challenge and winter reading challenges that now include adults and continually innovate ways we reach children. The West Las Vegas Library building and groundbreaking, again, which is going to be expanding those services to the community. Cox Wi-Fi cards, cell phone lending program, and our RTC onboard access program, which connects those who are underserved with access to digital library district materials through access to the internet. This past Saturday, we also launched a new program with the Whitney Library, which was Whitney's library's hip hop architecture camp, and also at the Enterprise Library, our library's little learners activity kits, which create new opportunities for hands-on learning. And then we also have something that will be coming in the next month or so, which is our steam truck, which we had on display last week at the NFL event. This is another great example of both hands-on learning and bringing the library out into our communities. And behind all of these new programs and services has been an increased need for additional staff, which we've added smartly to plan, promote, and run these programs. So to this end, we've hired new staff in our library operations area, community engagement, and our branding and marketing. We've also refreshed our Spring Valley and Laughlin libraries, and next on deck is our Enterprise and Whitney Library. In addition, we have seen our circulation increase by 23% since fiscal year 2021, and the decline in cardholders, library visits, and computer usage, which took place during the COVID pandemic, has been stemmed and is now rising. Our number of programs have also increased by 56% from 22,509 in fiscal year 2019 to 35,174 in fiscal year 2023. Thanks to this additional staffing again and our exciting new partnerships, such as those with the NFL, Microsoft, Barbershop Books, the NBA Summer League, Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth, the 50th anniversary of hip hop with the Queens Library, Employ MV, Illuminarium, and Get Outdoors Nevada, and many, many others. As a result of the increased branding and marketing activity to promote these initiatives and more, visits to the Library District's website has also experienced a 24% jump from 2022 to 2023. I've also worked to raise the profile of the library as a community partner by accepting appointments and leadership roles in the following organizations. I was selected as a community ambassador for the historic West Side Museum, which will be a cultural anchor that will celebrate the contributions of African Americans in our community. I've also been appointed to serve on the Governor's Commission on Educational Technology, as well as been appointed to serve on the Springs Preserve Foundation Board of Directors. Elevating the library's role and celebrating the culture of its citizens has been a priority of mine, as well as the staff, which contributed to additional awards, some being the City of Las Vegas, recently the 2024 African American Trailblazer Award for Community Activism and Politics, as well as receiving the National Action Network Las Vegas Chapter 2024 Black History Makers Award, as well as being recognized by the NAACP last year. And this year, the 2023 James Anderson Visionary Award. Other major awards for the Library District have included the 2023 American Library Association Medal of Excellence Award, the 2023 Library of the Future Award, as mentioned earlier by the American Library Association, the 2023 Urban Libraries Council Innovation Award for Anti-Racism, Digital Equity and Inclusion, the 2022 American Library of the Future Award, the 2022 RUSA Best Emerging Technology Award, the 2022 Urban Libraries Council Top Innovators Honorable Mention. Again, I want to thank our staff, the Board of Trustees, for your support, the community, the feedback and ideas that have come throughout my tenure, and I look forward to many more years of innovation and service. Our collective love for our mission can be seen every day in our commitment to free access to literature, STEAM learning, the performing arts, and culture in an environment that celebrates all. Thank you for working with me to bring the love of libraries to the communities that we serve. And speaking of STEAM learning, I would like to close out my report with a brief look at our fantastic new full steam ahead truck that will be on board to support our community outreach efforts. Chair Watt, trustee, that's the end of my report. I'll take any questions at this point.
Thank you, Executive Director. Thank you, Executive Director Watson. Jerry, did you have a 47-year look back you wanted to give us really quick, or no? Did you?
No.
Okay. Are there any questions for Executive Director Watson?
Yes, I have a question.
Trustee Sanchez.
So I was looking at his report and it says participated in executive director evaluation discussion. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yes, I participated in that discussion with Chair Wah, our General Counsel Welt, as well as with our Director of HR, Mr. Serpico, to come up with the plan that we will be bringing forward, or Chair Wah will be bringing forward to the Executive Committee, as well as to the trustees from the previous discussions regarding my evaluation.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions for Executive Director Watson? Seeing none, we'll open it up to the wider reports. Trustee Ortiz, I see you reaching for the microphone.
Thank you very much. I'll be brief. Mr. Segura, is he here? Thank you. Just a comment, I was looking at your report of incidents, and we continue to have a lot of, not overwhelming, but a lot of issues at the Clark County Library with the population that surrounds it. Are the meetings still going on with the Metro Police and the University Police, or let me rephrase it, are they giving you service when you call for their assistance? We can put them on the spot. We pay their taxpayer money.
Yeah, no, we do typically put in the Clark County Fix-It tickets at the Clark County location. We do reside in county there, so we follow county rules. When they're on our property, we can take a little more direct action with it. But when they're on the county sidewalks, we submit the county Fix-It tickets. They were very responsive the week prior to the NFL event. They got a number of people housed through the Metro's CARES team came out and did some visits with the unhoused population there. Most of the ones that wanted help got help. They had a number of people moved to housing, got some people fed, and remove the others off site. So,
Okay, thank you very much. Essentially, at the end of the day, we're responsible for the building all the way to the sidewalk.
yep,
You get to the street, and depending on which side,
yep. Public sidewalks, the public sidewalk, the
Uni-
street's the street, and
University
across the
Police is there,
streets,
Metro's
the
there, right?
university. Yep.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure that you get assistance when you call. So thank you. That's all I had. I just want
Yeah.
to highlight that.
All right.
The Metro has started, and I don't know how far they are, but because of the university's proximity, they are starting a new plan to bring more security to that whole square 2 miles or whatever it is in there, recognizing the problem. So that's, I don't know if anything official has been done yet, but I know Metro is aware of the overall problem and is at least taking some steps.
The only thing I would encourage you, Mr. Skur, is Adam Garcia is the chief of University's Police. Invite him for a visit there, because his officers are probably the first ones that are going to respond before Metro does.
Yeah,
'Cause they patrol that area.
we've worked with the university police from that were over at the robots lab. And then Metro usually responds pretty well over there as well.
But invite Chief Garcia so he can be
Yeah.
part of that, okay? Thank
Yep.
you.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. The only other one I have is Mr. Vino.
Mr. Vino. And while he comes up, Trustee Ortiz, I'll share with you, when I was at UNLV, Adam Garcia once asked me if I ever wanted to be a university police officer to let him know. And I told him that people in my shape, my round shape, don't really usually make good police officers. And he said, "Don't worry, we have boot camps for that." But as you can tell, I never signed up.
You would make a very good police officer. Mr. Vino, real quick, I just wanted to thank you very much. Every year I ask for the OSHA summary report of injuries. I know you have to, who got injured, and we have to report it to the federal government. And so thank you. The only question I had is, I wanted to highlight that there was 4 injuries with, how many employees do we have?
670, I think. Yeah.
That is very good.
It's quite a bit less. This is, we've had a nice downswing from previous years.
So that's very good. So let me repeat that, 600 some employees and only 4 injuries. That's very good. So I wanted to commend the staff, number one, the building, Leo, and of course, John for Mr. Vino, including this in the report. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yes, Chair Wah, I was wondering if we could bring up general services, development and information technology.
We'll do them one at a time. Which one would you prefer first?
We could start with information technology, please.
Mr. Prendergast, come on up, please.
Good evening, trustees.
Good evening. Thank you for your report. It was very enlightening. And the one thing I was going to say is I didn't realize how much work you guys were doing on the mobile app. So I'm hoping that when it gets launched, we could have a presentation on that and discuss it, because I know it's something that's large and that will positively affect all of our customers and everyone who's involved with the library district.
We could certainly do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who would you like next?
Can we do development and just want to,
Ms. Pravetti, come on down.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? Thank you.
Good. Thank you for your report. I was just wondering if you just go over quickly what you've been working on. And then also I noticed that you have a new staff member and if don't know if you want to introduce her or.
The staff member is from a temporary agency. She's a clerical staff member.
Oh, okay.
So
I
no,
didn't realize
nothing
that.
permanent.
Okay.
But she is very important to what we do. Did you want me to go over the list of meetings or did
Yes,
you want me to?
the list of, not necessarily the meetings, just the funding and for the grants.
So we turn these documents in, these reports 1 month in advance. So everything that's listed in here is through January 19th. So we have been awarded on the district side, it's showing 141,500. And the first one is for the RTC bus program. That was a $1,500 grant. And those are for bus passes for individuals to get to the library and throughout town. $10,000 for the Teen Tech Center from Best Buy. And that was for a refresh. So that updated the equipment that we have at the Teen Center at the Clark County Library. ALA Financial Literacy for Kids. This was a program for West Las Vegas. That was a $5,000 grant on the district side. And then Vegas PBS came on board as donors and they are paying the cost of $125,000 2-year program called Jobtimize. And that helps youth and adults seek employment. If you're a youth and you're in school and you're not sure what you want to be, you would go into the Jobtimize site once it goes live, and it'll help you navigate pathways for employment. So those are the funded awards that we have for the district. And then on the foundation side, as of today, we've received $80,000 in additional funding. 75 of that is for a new position at the Clark County Library for the Teen Tech Center. That is being funded by Best Buy. And the development department is working with Director Serpico on getting that job description posted. And that is a paid position specifically for the Clark County Library District. So it's not easy to get funding for positions, but Best Buy has really come on board and become a really true partner with us in helping that program succeed. We've also received a $5,000 commitment from KME Architects, and that is to continue the hip hop architecture program at the Library District. And I can go through the list of donations that are here if you'd like me to.
Just a question on the Best Buy and that position. It's a funding for 1 year. Is that how it works, or how does that work for the?
My
the actual
understanding is
position?
it's for 1 year. And when that position is posted, and correct me if I'm wrong, Director Serpico, it states that it's a grant funded position. So when people apply for that role, they understand that there's a time limit and it's a contingent on continued funding.
Okay, that was my question. So
Okay.
Thank you very much. And then Julia Gardiner, what is her role now that she's with you?
She's a temporary assistant. So she helps with meetings. She helps us with the large amount of paperwork that we have. We have the grant writer, and then we have Leslie who works in the book sales, but she helps me with my appointments. She schedules the appointments for me. She works on, she was very instrumental in today's board meeting for the foundation and just getting these reports together, because the more I'm out in the community, the more I'm out there making connections and raising funds, where her position is a desk position, temporary assistant.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Ms. Prevetti.
Thank
Are there
you.
any other questions for Ms. Prevetti before she leaves? Nope.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Vino, come on back down.
Evening, John Vino, General Services Director.
Good evening. How are you?
Okay.
Good. So I looked at our January, your report in January, and you had mentioned that Gerald Welt was reviewing the contract for Schaefer LLC. And then I looked at this report and there was no mention on where we're at with that. So I was wondering if you could tell me.
She withdrew we did sign a contract and we had started very preliminary meetings. It's Joanne's consultant, and she asked to withdraw her her contract and the director, executive director accepted it.
This is the first I've heard of that. Were you aware, Chair?
Mr. Watson made me aware and that they will be reopening the RFP.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Are there any other reports that would like to be brought forward? Seeing none, I'll accept the reports and we'll move on to agenda item number 8B1, discussion and possible board action regarding contract award to Cox Communications, Hyper Networks, Moapa Valley Telephone, and Stimulus Technologies for the purchase of telecommunication services for the district. Mr. Prendergast.
Good evening once again, trustees. Al Prendergast, Chief Information Officer for the record. In March of 2021, the Board of Trustees approved the award of a 3-year contract to Cox Cox Business for all telecommunication services for the district. The contract is expiring and the district will need to establish new contracts for these services. The federal E-rate program is designed to help communities across the country secure access to affordable telecommunication services by providing funding. Although NRS 332.115Q exempts these services from the formal bidding process, E-rate program rules requires participants to competitively bid and select the most competitive, cost-effective companies to provide the requested goods and/or services to receive funding. The district's E-rate reimbursement rate for Category 1, which are telecommunication services, is currently 90%, which means the district is only responsible for 10% of these costs. The IT department worked with our E-rate consultant to advertise 2 RFPs and the Form 470 bid documents, one for internet and WAN services, and one for internet services. The district's current contract, although for 36 months, has different dates for some of the locations because the 36 months didn't start until the construction was completed and the services were started. Month-to-month proposals were also solicited, and those were to allow flexibility around the branches that were a part of the state county fiber construction partnership project. The district received the WAN proposals for the WAN and internet services from Cox Communications, Hyper Networks, and Reliance Connects, and proposals for internet services from Moapa Valley Telephone and Stimulus Technologies. No vendor provided a proposal for services for all of our locations. And after evaluating the proposals, the submission from Reliance Connects were considered non-responsive because they were incomplete. The table below lists the branches, requested bandwidth, one-time installation costs, monthly recurring costs, vendor terms, and types of services. And the 7 highlighted branches, Blue Diamond, Good Springs, Laughlin, Searchlight, Indian Springs, Mount Charleston, Sandy Valley, are all part of our state-county fiber construction partnership project. Thank you, and I'd be happy to try and answer any questions the board might have.
Are there any questions for Mr. Prendergast? Trustee Sanchez.
Yes, I asked for the RFP because I didn't really understand how E-rates work or, what's the context of this, but I think this is a very wonderful thing that we're doing because it really provides bandwidth access for a variety of libraries that are in need of that in order to further people's learning. And after reading the RFP, I had a better understanding that coupled with your presentation that we read. So I want to say that I'm in full support of that, especially knowing that this is provided through federal funding and then also through us. I want to be very diligent with how we spend our money and how we are beholden to the taxpayer. So I think this is a very good program, and you have my support.
Thank you.
Are there other questions or comments? Anyone want to make a motion?
Mr. Chairman, may I make the motion?
Mr. Ortiz?
Thank you. Very good presentation. I'm glad we're getting reimbursed for the service and you followed everything that could be done to get the best price. Having said that, let's see here. All right.
On 2 pages.
2 pages. Yeah. Yeah, Mayor, borrow your copy.
So the bottom of the one with the. yeah.
I probably have it. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, through you, I would move to authorize the staff to award contracts for data services to Cox Communications for 3 years. Contract for the purchase of a WAN, and internet telecommunications services for the urban branches. And the Mesquite Library for an amount of $9,288.84 per month with an optional 12-month extension pending review by legal counsel. As part of that motion, Hyper Networks, we are asking for a 27-month contract, approval for a 27-month contract for the purchase of a WAN services for Bunkerville Library with the option of 12-month extension and a 12-month contract for the purchase of WAN services for the Blue Diamond Library, Good Springs Library, Laughlin Library, and Searchlight Libraries in the amount of $8,237.04 per month, pending review by council. And as part of that motion, approval of a Stimulus Technologies for a 12-month contract for the purchase of the internet services for the Indian Springs Library, Mount Charleston Library, Sandy Valley Libraries in the amount of $1,571.85 per month, pending review by council. And as part of that same motion, that Mawapa Valley Telephone receive a contract of a month-to-month for the purchase of the internet services of Mawapa Town, Mawapa Valley Libraries in the amount of $151.90 per month, pending review by council. So that is the motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Does anyone need the motion reread to them? See, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you.
Opposed, no. Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have no executive sessions. We'll move on to agenda item number 10, announcements. As a reminder, February 27th at 10 a.m. is their groundbreaking for the West Las Vegas Library, located at 1861 North Martin Luther King Boulevard. February 28th will be at 3 p.m. will be our Zoom special meeting. The March board meeting will be held on Thursday, March 14th, 2024 at 5 p.m. at the Windmill Library. The April board meeting will be held Thursday, April 11th, 2024 at 5 p.m. at the Mesquite Library. Trustee Jakowski, we're coming to see you. So get the fold-out couch ready. And the May board meeting will be held on Thursday, May 23rd at 5 p.m. at the Windmill Library. At this time, we will move on to our second.
Mr. Chairman, before we move on, again, if you could repeat the special meeting. It was 3:30 on
3
o'clock.
3 o'clock.
And then it's
on the 28th.
Thank you. And this is for the director. If you can send the trustees a copy of the agenda for the groundbreaking. If you have that prepared already, please send it out.
I'll send it out. I think we're still finalizing it because of speakers, but once it's
Well, you could send a draft
Down
agenda.
below.
We just need to know a little bit of timing. So thank you.
Sounds good. Are there any other last minute questions before we move on to public comment? Nope. Okay. Agenda item number 11, public comment. Topics raised on this item cannot be acted upon until the notice provisions of the open meeting law have been met. Ms. Nance, do we have anyone who has signed up for public comment?
No, we do not.
Is there anyone present for public comment who has not signed up? Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda number 12, adjournment. Do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn?
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. We are adjourned at 5:39 p.m. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you very much.